All right, I believe we're live on YouTube, so exciting stuff, exciting stuff. That's what they do, like at the big stadiums, they tell you you're live on ESPN, and they whip the crowd up. We are here live on YouTube, so welcome to those watching at home. We have our student athletes and the senior parents here in the Performing Arts Center for our Girls Golf Award ceremony. First of all, I want to thank everybody for your cooperation. This is obviously a strange ceremony, probably the conclusion of a very strange year. We went from possibly not having any fall sports one week to about 3 days later we were full go fall sports. So it has been an interesting year, but I think I would be echoing our coaches and our administration if I didn't say that we are so happy that our girls and all of our fall athletes got to complete a full season of the sports that they love. So we were actually able to complete almost all of our fall sports seasons. I think we missed one football game, and that was it. And we got all of our sports in. So knock on wood, if we can do that in winter and spring, this will be a great thing. So again, thank you for coming this evening. Just a couple of protocol things. Obviously, we want you to keep your masks on. There is hand sanitizer and wipes over there if you want to use one of those on the way out of the facility this evening. Before I introduce our coaching staff, I just want to take a few minutes to thank a few people that are important to our athletic program. First of all, I want to thank the Westlake Demon Athletic Boosters. Really for this year, I want to thank all of the people that became members. There was really not a lot of incentive to become a member of the boosters other than to help out our student athletes. And really in our meeting last week, and our report on our membership is it really hasn't gone down all that much. And so I really appreciate those parents that have joined the boosters. If you haven't joined the boosters yet and you still want to do that, by all means, jump on their website and join at any level. For our student athletes, I'm talking a little bit about WDAB. They do supply about half of the awards that we're handing out tonight. So from a financial standpoint, they really help us. And then if you are interested in a varsity jacket, if you don't have one of those yet, you can purchase those and look at them in the school store. The W Shop hours are posted on their website, on the booster website, which you can link in through our athletic website. Mrs. Prexta is in charge of the varsity jacket, so hopefully that's something that you're looking at. Fall programs, if you didn't pick one of those up, those are still available. You just have to email, probably Dana Wolf would be the person you want to email, and she'll hook you up with one of those. And then parents, we're always looking for volunteers for concessions for the winter. Boys and girls basketball games are coming up, and so we'll need some help in the concession stand, and that would be Laura Lett, that is who does that. And then as you go out tonight, or maybe you saw it coming in, just a great initiative that our boosters do with our honoring our veterans, one from each team. If you haven't seen that, got the flags up and the signs up. We actually just had Coach Kreider, our assistant boys golf, our JV boys golf coach, who is a veteran, and he was in here. But that's such a great initiative that they do. They've done it for the last couple of years here, and so I hope you get a chance to check that out as you go out. Without further ado, I think I'm going to Coach Dennis. You go first. Coach Tracy's going to go first. All right, so we're going to bring up Coach Edmonds. So Coach Edmonds. So I'm going to float around with the camera here on the side.
Okay.
Just so you.
Can I put my stuff here?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, first of all, I would like to thank our administration, Mr. Wilson, Mr. Cipollone, Mrs. McKenzie, all our administration for their support. This season, obviously, with a lot of uncertainties, and Mr. Cipollone had to take a lot under and constantly communicate with us as coaches, let us know what we can and cannot do. So I appreciate everything that you did for us. I'd also like to thank my assistant coach, Coach Zenas, for everything that she does. She does a wonderful job for our JV program, and the girls truly enjoy playing for you. I'd like to thank all our parents for everything that you guys did throughout the season, constantly having to communicate with changes in the schedule, following the COVID protocols. I have to commend all you guys because nobody got COVID from our program. Everybody stayed safe and healthy and followed the rules. And so thank you for that. We were able to finish our season. Girls, I thank you for everything that you guys went through this season. It wasn't ideal. It was different. It was definitely different for me as a coach as well. I'm used to having team dinners and doing fun gatherings together, and we couldn't do that this year. So we had to make some adjustments, but we still had fun and we were still successful. So girls, thanks for that. I'd like to now give away some awards. First, I'm going to announce our Scholar Athlete, and this goes to senior Kayla Schumann with a GPA of a 4.69. Come on up, Kayla. Will you come up? A little crowded here, but here you go. Congratulations. Thank you. Very good. And you can stay up here.
Okay.
Kayla not only was our Scholar Athlete, but Kayla had a tremendous senior year. Kayla was nominated Honorable Mention All District. So congratulations, Kayla. You get another certificate for that. So come back over. We'll see. There you go. Kayla also was nominated First Team All Conference. So there you go, Kayla. Get comfy up here, Kayla. There you go. All right. Now you can go back and sit down after your 3 awards. Congrats. All right. Next is Honorable Mention All SWC. And this goes to senior Sydney Shones. Very good. Next, we have Honorable Mention All SWC, sophomore Sadie D'Angelo. Congratulations. Okay. Now I'm going to hand the microphone back off to Coach Zenas, and she's going to give some individual awards out, and then I will come back on.
Thank you, Coach Edmonds. Appreciate that. I got to say, a couple of years ago, Coach Edmonds and I just crossed paths somewhere, and she said, "Hey, what do you think about maybe coaching JV golf?" And I was like, "Oh my gosh, I've always wanted that position." And so we dug into it, and we found out I ended up coaching boys and girls. And last year I had to take off a year, and I got to tell you, it was the hardest thing I've ever done. I miss being with Coach Edmonds all the time. I miss being with the girls all the time. And I'm so happy that this year actually happened. It would have been really sad to have another year where it didn't happen. So I'm glad we were overcome COVID and get together and be able to have a season this year. So I want to thank Coach Tracy for always including me in this. And also, let me see what else I was going to say. This year seemed a little different. And I don't know if it was because of COVID, but I feel like the team was really a team all together. And I really enjoyed, our end of the year with JV and varsity getting to play together. I really enjoyed this year. It was, a lot of kids got the opportunity to play varsity that maybe never did before. And I just feel like we were so close this year, even though we couldn't be close. So it really was a good year for us. So thank you, Coach Tracy, for always getting me included in this. I appreciate you. All right, so I'm going to start with a freshman, otherwise known as Care Bear. Carrie Madden, when she showed up at practice, let's see, the first thing she walked in, I didn't even know she had a voice. She was so very, very quiet. And I think we went a whole month before Carrie actually opened up and started talking to us and being comfortable with everybody. So I think we were all shocked the first time you actually spoke, right, Carrie? All right, but one of your famous moves, I gotta know the best famous move, and I don't know if everybody knew this, but Carrie had this tendency to get up to practice her putt before she would shoot for the putt, and she would hit the ball. I think we did this 2 or 3 times. And she would look up at me astonished, and I'm like, you gotta count it as one of your putts. So that happened with her. And then the whole year, we talked about this yellow ball that she had. And she kept trying to lose this yellow ball. She's like, I just want to lose this yellow ball. I don't want this yellow ball. And the good thing is it took almost all season to finally lose that yellow ball. So Carrie is a freshman and she did play varsity. So come on up, you get a, let's see what it is. Come on up. Let's see, that's link. Here's Carrie. And that's okay. So Carrie gets for 1 award for that. You also, hang on, don't go anywhere. You get your first varsity level award. Okay. You also get your numbers for the class of 24. And you also get your golf pin.
Congratulations.
Congratulations. So, freshman, we got to play varsity. Wonderful. I can't put it in there, Terry, when you do it. Okay, congratulations, honey. Okay. All right, so next is Pinky, otherwise known as Caitlin Zink. So during practice one day, we were like out playing, it was a group of us, and we were trying to play fast. They were trying to teach them to keep a fast pace, and Pinky forgot her ball marker. So I said, just grab a leaf, Pinky, just grab a leaf, mark it, let's get going. So we go, and then Coach Edmonds calls her up to play on varsity. So here she is in a varsity match, and she doesn't have her ball marker, so she used the leaf to mark her ball. So Coach Edmonds comes back to me, she goes, what are you teaching my JV kids? I said, we were just doing that to have hurry up play. So she did that. And if you want to know why we call her Pinky, Pinky only has pink golf balls, a pink bag, pink clothes. Everything she has happens to be pink. So we just called her Pinky for the whole time. Okay, what was the other? Hang on. Okay, also, Caitlin, when she is shooting, she's like, oh my gosh, my ball just went across the ground or across the floor. And I keep trying to tell her it's the ground. We don't have a floor involved. And it would be a fairway also that we were talking about. But the one thing I could tell JV when we first started was that it would be great if you could shoot for having a score under 40. And I know Megan happened to be the first one to shoot, what, a 39? You remember? You had a 38? Oh, Caitlin, I thought you shot the 38. She doesn't remember. So, well, in the end, both of those two came through and shot the 38, shot below the 40 that I was looking for. All right, so Caitlin, come on up. You get quite a few stuff, so let's see what you're getting. Okay, so you get your paper award that says you played varsity. You also get your letter and your numbers that you can put on the jacket if you want to. And this one's a little surprise. I feel like from the beginning, and if I ask anybody who happened to work the hardest, your parents could probably, your dad could probably tell you this. Every day, this girl went home, even after we played a round of golf, went home and shot or took shots in the backyard to try to improve herself. So I made you the JV MVP. All right, let's go for that.
Congratulations.
All right. Let me see. Oh, right, guys. Come on up. Riley. Oops, I'm missing some stuff. Hang on. Barry, Caitlin. Oh, what's there not to say about Riley? Riley always brings joy to the game. I'm telling you. If we're having a down day, there's Riley off jibber jabbering, talking, making everybody smile, having a great day. So it was great to have her on there with her sense of humor and keeping you guys laughing and talking. The only trouble with Riley was Riley has a situation placing her ball on top of the tee. Every time, do you recall this? Every time you turn around, Riley's ball, she'd set her ball, she'd go to start to swing, and the ball would fall off. So by the time Riley was starting to shoot, she had already shot 3. So we're going to work on placing the ball next year so you don't have that trouble. I think I'm going to buy you tees that are about that big. Does that sound good? All right. So this year you already have your letter and everything, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you get, or what is this one called?
Second year.
That's your second letter. Okay. Congratulations. All right. And then let me see. The next one is going to be Gabby. And unfortunately, Gabby is not with us, but I'm sure she's listening to me online. So I have a great Christmas gift for her parents to give her. You might want to get her some of those tracking devices that like you can put on your cell phone or on your purse, because most of the time I could be out watching the match and I look over and Gabby is waving at me. And I'm like, what do you need? What do you need? I left my club back 2 holes ago. So it might be a good thing. Maybe get 8 or 9 trackers in case for every club. Might be a good thing for Gabby because she's going to be. But with no joke, Gabby was someone who could go up to tee off and she might have a really bad shot, but she would turn and look at me and I'm like, so you got another shot, go to your second shot. And I'm telling you, every second shot was a perfect shot. So she was always able to come back and make a good play out of a bad shot. Yes, and I think that is it. So let me tell you what you are getting. Where is, hang on. Oh, over here. She is getting, it's her first golf letter, right? But then she already has a W, so she's getting her first varsity golf letter. Okay, and since you have a W, you won't be getting one of those. You're getting your little golf pin that you can put on. Up. And Coach made these for you. Okay, and then she has a little card for you so you can pick it up when you come into school. Okay, congratulations, and I'm so glad that you're part of the team this year. All right, and last but not least, Miss Hedges, please approach the bench. She's like, no, please. Actually, this was 4 years ago it started, and Taylor's older sister played for us. And she said, well, I think my sister's going to try out. She's never really played golf very much, but she's going to come and play golf for us. And I said, that would be great. So I got so lucky to spend 4 years with Taylor playing golf. And the one thing about Taylor, and you can't see it right now, but she's always smiling. There's always a smile on her face. So between her and Riley, there was a lot of happiness going on my team. But we did call her the Queen of Zigzag. And if anybody understands golf, the point of golf is to go straight, okay? Taylor, for some reason, love to go to the left, line up, go to the right, and then go straight down. So, and then there's another thing. Towards the end of the season, we would be, in a match, and I'd look over and Taylor's trying to fix her golf clubs because they're falling off the cart and stuff. And she's like, Miss Venice, can you come over and fix this? So I don't know, the little band that hooks it together seemed to have broken. So I kept saying to you, we got to get this fixed. We got to get this fixed. Okay, well, I have no means of fixing it, but the way the Greeks do it, here, hold on. We usually use, spray for everything, but this time I just decided I'm going to give you a bungee cord. So there's your bungee cord to keep your clubs on there. All right, and this is, so now what's this one for again? This is second year? No,
Second or third.
second or third. So third year, second year, I'm not sure, but we'll look it up and see. So congratulations. And I'd hug you, but we're not allowed. So, fair enough. That's what we do. So, all right. Oh, did I not give you that? Oh, T Swift, sorry. That's right, I forgot to say. Okay. All right, and I just wanted to say thank you to all the parents for dropping the kids off and, keeping it positive with them throughout the COVID, and we appreciate you all for everything you did for us. All right, now back to Coach Edmonds.
All right. Got a lot of stuff here. Okay. So our golf team this year, I was a little worried before the season started. One of our captains, Kayla Schumann over there, I was a little concerned because we graduated 9 girls last year. I wasn't really sure if we'd get the numbers. So I remember Kayla and I were talking and I was like, I don't know if we're going to get some, girls to come out and we're going to have to rebuild. And then all of a sudden, day one, we had 11 girls show up. And I was like, oh, this is awesome. And surprisingly, 3 soccer girls. And I was very, very happy with the way that our team came together. Coach Zenas touched on it. Even though with COVID, we couldn't do a lot of things that we usually do. Girls, we came together. We were super close this season. I'm proud of not only our JV program, okay, you guys did a wonderful job, but our varsity program, okay, you guys did a fantastic job with overcoming the obstacles, especially our seniors, and taking the underclassmen under your wing and teaching them what to do. I'm so proud of all of you. Our record was 7-5, and that is a pretty good record for a lot of girls that are just playing for the first time. 2 highlights of the season would have to be beating Avon, which was in a 3-way tie in first place. So we knocked them out. Thank you very much. And then we beat Olmsted Falls, which was first place, and it was the end of our season, and it was our last home match. And I remember the pep talk with the girls, and I was, pepping them up. I'm like, we got this. Just go out there, have fun, enjoy it, especially our seniors. This is the last time. And we beat them pretty good. And let me tell you, they were shocked, and it felt good inside to beat them. Okay, so those are 2 huge highlights for our season. So girls, congratulations. And now we're going to move on to your own individual awards. And I'm going to start with our freshman, Megan Forshys. Come on up, Meg. You get to stand next to me while I talk about you. Okay. So Megan originally started with Coach Zenas. And the way golf is it's all about your scores. So if you're proving yourself and your scores are really well and you're beating some other girls, we rotate and we see how they do. Well, Zenas and I talk all the time through the season, and Zenas is like, Meg's doing really well. I think you got to give her a shot. And I said, okay, all right. So I waited for a couple more matches. And then she shot like a 43, I think it was. And Zenith sent me a picture and I was like, I'm taking her. So I brought Meg up and she stayed with us the rest of the season. She proved herself. She did a wonderful job. She played in the 6th spot for our team. And the thing I love the most about Megan is she's competitive. I would drive up in my golf cart. I'd be like, how are you doing? She's like, oh, I'm down. Or I'm beating this girl. I got it, coach. And she was just so competitive. And I love that about young players that want to beat their opponents. And she did a great job for us. Her best round this year was against Avon when we had our big win. She had a 47. Towards the end of our season, Megan unfortunately got hurt. She hurt her thumb. She was out. But Megan came to every practice. And practices are hours long sometimes, especially if we had a practice round. And she would come and she'd support the girls. She came to all their matches. She came to their tournaments. All around great player. She really proved herself in our program and on our team. So Meg, you're getting your first varsity letter with your numerals. Okay. Here's this for you. There you go. Congrats. And then because you did such a great job for our team and just constantly was improving throughout the season, you are getting the most improved player. So congratulations. Right. Next is Gabby Pollock. Come on up, Gabby. Gabby's nickname is Yo Gabba Gabba. And Gabby had to be our entertainer this season. Always kept me laughing for sure. And one of my favorite stories with Gabby is, unfortunately, she was running a tidbit late with her sister. And we had a match and she's walking up and she's wearing Birkenstocks. And she goes, I forgot my shoes. And I'm like, whoa, you're a little late and you forgot your golf shoes? And she's like, yeah, I forgot them. I'm so sorry. I don't know what to do. So I always carry extra stuff in my car. So I gave her my golf shoes that I was wearing and I went to my car and I got my tennis shoes. And then Gabby tried on my tennis shoes and she goes, I like your tennis shoes more. They're more comfortable. So I'm going to wear your tennis shoes instead. I'm like, so you're going to wear tennis shoes in your golf match? And she goes, yeah, I think so. And she played well, but it's a funny story because that's kind of how Gabby was all season. She kind of just did whatever, and she did a good job. She always kept me laughing, always had a smile on her face. And even when she wasn't playing well, she could make our team laugh. I think the girls can agree to that one. Her best round was a 49, and she shot it both times for our 2 big matches against Avon and Olmsted Falls, which was huge. It contributed to our win. Another thing about Gabby is she's a soccer player. She was one of the soccer girls that came and tried out for golf and did a wonderful job. The demands of playing 2 sports is a lot. There are times we play in an 18-hole tournament or 9-hole match in the baking heat for 7 hours. Sometimes these rounds take. And she'd have to sprint to the car, change, take off, and go to soccer for a couple hours. And to me, that's very impressive. So Gabby, congratulations on a good season. I look forward to more things in the future. You are getting your first varsity letter. And here you go. You already got your numerals and stuff like that. So, okay. So congratulations. Good job. Next would be Gabby's twin, Emma Pollock. Come on up, Emma. Emma is another multi-sport athlete. She also played soccer as well. And Emma was extremely dedicated with golf and did a wonderful job when she would come to practice. She was definitely our team sweetheart. And she was definitely the one that had the best laugh. When you could get her going, you couldn't stop. And my favorite story about Emma has to deal with her twin sister. So I was trying to be a nice coach and put them together so their parents didn't have to walk back and forth between the holes. That was a bad idea. So one time we were playing Bremen Park and it just wasn't going that well. And I drive over with the golf cart and Emma's about to hit, and I keep telling the twins, you guys got to help each other. Okay, line each other up, tell each other what you're doing. So Gabby gets behind her and she goes, Emma, you're lined up for the tree. And Emma turns around with her hands up. She goes, which tree, Gabby? There's about 100 right now. And it was a forest on both sides behind the green. And I started laughing. I thought, I got to split them. I can't have them together anymore. So they were definitely entertaining having the twins. But other than that, Emma did a great job for us. She rotated between the 4 and 5 spots. She played 3 a couple times for us. She was very focused when she played. She always wanted to do well. Your best round was a 46, and you had it both with Midview and Olmsted Falls. So congratulations. You are also going to be getting your first varsity letter for golf. So here you go. And I look forward to more things in the future from you. Congratulations. All right, next is Sadie D'Angelo. Sadie is another soccer girl. I did the soccer girls all in a row. Multitask again between both sports and did a great job. Sadie had a lot of talent. I mean, she would go to soccer and then on the weekend she would go and she'd get golf lessons. There were times where there'd be some conflicts between both sports and she knew that, she would have to miss. And so when she missed, she knew she needed to go and get practice. So she would go and get a lesson. And I commend you for that. And I think that's a wonderful thing to want to get better. And she could have just said, well, you know what, I'm doing soccer, so I'll just pick up with golf the next time we're together. But that wasn't Sadie's attitude. And she always worked outside of our practice to get better. So thank you for that. Sadie spent a lot of time playing in the 3rd spot for our team. And her best round was a 45, and that was against Olmsted Falls. And Sadie also is quite the Irish dancer. I don't know why, but for some odd reason, the soccer girls came to a practice one day and was all excited to show our whole program that they can Irish dance. It wasn't good, I'm sorry to say, but it was entertaining. And Sadie led the whole pack with it. So that's a funny story with Sadie. And obviously you heard she got honorable mention all SWC. So that again, just tells you how much she improved through the season and how important she was to our program. So Sadie is getting her first letter. You know and everything from us. So congratulations, Sadie. Right. Next is senior Sydney Shams. Come on up. Yeah. Sydney is one of our team captains. This is Sydney's 2nd year playing golf, and we are so thankful that Sydney decided to play golf. It was a random thing from a former player and I. We wanted her to come to the driving range with us because we had heard that Sydney could play golf. So we thought, well, let's give it a shot. And she went to the driving range and she's hitting these right down the middle. I know Dad's out there. Dad, she was hitting right down the middle every time in the driving range. So Alexa Prexton and I are like, we got to have her on the golf team. So we're so thankful that you decided to try out because for the past 2 years, you've been a huge asset to our program. Sydney is a wonderful captain. She pretty much was like the mother on the team this year. She was always offering do you guys need rides? Do you need to put your equipment in my car? I mean, at one point I saw 5 bags and like 5 pull carts in her car. I don't know how she fit it in her teeny car, but she made it happen. And that's just the type of person Sydney is. She's always there to help other people. And I love that about you. And most people don't know this about Sydney, but she is a 5-sport varsity athlete. Not only that, but Sydney goes to, she has honors classes, she's in AP classes, she has a job. To me, that is an incredible thing. And she would balance all this stuff and still be present with our team, still had a great attitude, and was always willing to help anybody else. Even though she had a million other things to do for herself, she was always willing to help other people. And so I think the world of you for that. I think it's just absolutely wonderful. Sydney, her best round this year was a 44, and she shot it twice. She had it against Avon and Olmsted Falls, our 2 big wins. And she was so happy when she shot both of those, so I was so proud of her. She also was honorable mention All SWC. But for everything that Sydney has done for our program, and just being a wonderful captain, you have just really caught my eye in so many ways that you are also getting awarded the Coaches Award. So congratulations for that. She's also getting her 2nd year with all her bars and lovely things. So thank you so much, Sydney, for everything you've done for our program. We're truly going to miss you next year. I wish you the best. Oh, wait, and you get flowers, of course, and a little gift from me and a card and all the good stuff. You're welcome. You're very welcome. Okay. Next is senior Kayla Schumann. Kayla's got quite a few awards. I'm gonna stop calling her Kayla because really that's not what I call her. I call her Newbie. That was her nickname when she came freshman year. And it started out that she was too timid to even introduce herself, that her grandfather had to say her name, and she has blossomed. She is very talkative now, and she's come a long way. But as you already heard, Kayla did a wonderful job this year. The past 4 years she's been in our program. Actually, the past 2 years, Kayla's been our #1 player. And this year, we were not sure with numbers with the program. And then we had 11 girls come out. And then Kayla just did an awesome job carrying the team. I mean, she had just amazing rounds in the 30s, low 40s. And I couldn't be prouder of Kayla because she set a goal for herself and she achieved it. And one of the biggest goals that she achieved this season was she made it to districts as an individual. And that's extremely hard. Most people know that the SWC is really hard, but even our Northeast district is really difficult. And after the round, we're all sitting around waiting. She gets called up like, you got to go in a playoff hole. And she's like, well, I'm not going to warm up. That makes me nervous. So she went out raw, right out. And it was awesome to be able to walk next to her and watch her achieve a goal that she had told me that she wanted to achieve at the beginning of the season. It was very special for me to see her do that. And it was really cool that her teammates could be there for her. On another note, I mean, she not only was our #1 player, but she was a first team All SWC. She was honorable mention in all districts. She's our scholar athlete. Her best round this season was a 37. That was against Midview. She is probably one of the most well-respected girls in our conference. She is adored by so many coaches. When Kayla made it to districts, coaches from other schools came just to support her. They came to see her. They gave her congratulations. That just shows you just the type of student athlete she is. And it's absolutely wonderful. And I've had the privilege of coaching you for 4 years. I'm surely going to miss you. I don't know what I'm going to do. My little newbie is moving on. But with being a captain, one thing that stuck out too for Kayla is she always encouraged her teammates. You know, when they're not doing well, she'd be like, oh, it's okay. I mean, you know, we got this. It'll be better tomorrow. You can do it. I noticed her on the driving range. She would always like help line up the girls. She'd take out her lineman sticks, you know. And then if she couldn't figure out, she would come down to me and she'd be like, you know, they really need your help. You got to get down there. But she was kind of like my little assistant in many ways. But she was a great teammate and always encouraging other girls too, other opponents. She had great sportsmanship. And for that, she's also getting the Sportsmanship Award. She is a 4-year letterman. So she's also getting a huge plaque with her lovely picture. Yeah, really good, actually. Okay. There you go. There you go. And here's your Sportsmanship Award. And I think it's pretty obvious, but with all of her accomplishments, just everything that you have done for our program, this is well deserved to be our MVP. So congratulations. I will miss you. Here, yeah, here's your first name. And then I have flowers and pictures and everything else. Do you have enough cans? I'll give you something else. Thanks, Dennis.
I have an extra bungee cord.
Can you do it all? Can you manage? That's the thing. There you go. And that's it that I have for the awards. But again, parents, especially senior parents, thank you. Whether I got to know you for 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, or 4 years, you have raised wonderful daughters that I have been able to coach. And I'm thankful for everything that you put up with this season. I wish you all the best in the future. I hope you guys stay safe, stay healthy. And girls that are underclassmen, I hope to see you again next year. We got big things coming in the future for our program. So thanks again, everyone. And I'll hope to see you soon. Okay.
Thanks, Coach. Appreciate that. Get us back in line here. So just a couple of things from my standpoint. Bad cameraman too, very bad cameraman. Anyways, congratulations, girls. It's been a tough season, obviously, just an uncertain season, and you guys have really just had some great accomplishments this year. And you know we got a lot of young golfers out here, so looking forward to as we move into a different conference and how that's going to go. So excited about that. If something got misspelled, we didn't get you a pin or anything like that, please, we didn't do it on purpose. Mrs. McKenzie is actually just returned today from the bout with COVID. So it's been a trying 2 weeks, and she's the one that handles all of our awards and things. So hopefully we got everything right. But if we didn't, just come down to the athletic office and we'll make sure we do get that. Just a couple of thank yous on my end. Obviously, our administration here at the high school, Mr. Wilson, Mr. Laver, and then our newest addition, Mrs. Morgan, have just been great help to me. This has been crazy, as Coach Edmonds and Coach Zenas have said, just not knowing if we're going to have a season and then having a season and trying to figure out what we're going to do for buses and everything like that. So I really appreciate them, Dr. Goggin and our school board, just, you know, weighing everything. You know, we went from not going to have sports to having sports, and I'm glad we did. I'm glad we did. We had a really awesome fall season in general. Parents, we always thank you. We couldn't do what we do if you didn't have great kids. And in this room, you got not only great kids, but great students. And that's what we like here at Westlake. So I appreciate that. And then I want to thank our coaching staff. I mean, there's a lot of, I go to a lot of AD meetings, and a lot of our coaches, or a lot of my fellow ADs, you know, the coaches don't want to coach, or they didn't want to prepare. These coaches were prepared. They were ready when we started, and they worked through the protocols. They worked through what we had to do, and they were ready. Let's go. And so I really thank our coaching staff and really appreciate it. And so with that, thank you for coming this evening. I think if you want hand sanitizer or anything, it's available. But other than that, have a great rest of your evening, and I'm sure we'll see a lot of you as we move through our winter and spring season. Thank you.